gonna have to sign it.
I can have everyone's attention, please.
You gotta sit down.
Mayor, at this time, I'd like to call the St. Anne meeting of the Oakland Park Mayor and Council for January 1st, 2012 to order. On roll call, council members, Castiglia. Here. Conboy. Here. Chewinski. Here. Monsino. Here. Work. Here. Mayor Mola. Here. We have a quorum.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we have the last meeting for 2010, and I would like to ask for any committee reports on 2010. And I would also, before I do that, 11. A little confused, thank you. We tried to get everything perfect for today. We even had the police move their cars. And 11 o'clock I came to the municipal building to see what's going on and found out that the senior citizens were having a trip to Atlantic City and they all parked in the back. So I apologize if you had to find someplace else to go park, but we tried. Councilman Ward?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to wish everybody a happy new year. I'm looking forward to working with the newly elected mayor, newly elected councilman, and also the other councilman, Rich, Larry, and Tom. I know we have a lot on the table upcoming year, but I'm confident with the wealth of knowledge and experience I have here, we should do well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Conboy.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd also would like to wish all the folks of Elmwood Park, all of our residents, very happy and healthy and a very prosperous new year. And I wish it's going to be a great year. We have a lot of important business that carried over from our 2011, and I'm sure 2012 will be just as interesting. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Boncino.
Yes, Mayor. Good afternoon. I also would like to wish first welcome everybody here today and wish everybody a healthy, happy, and prosperous new year. I look forward to a lot of work on our plate in 2012 and anxious to get to it.
Thank you. Councilman Chewinski?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to say everybody a healthy and happy new year. And I know to congratulate the mayor and council-elect Robert Wood.
Thank you. And Councilman Castiglia?
Happy New Year, everybody. Congratulations to the mayor and Louis and Robert on their election. Looking forward to working with them this year. It's been about 20 years since I sat up here with Mark Galletti, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be a great year.
Thank you. And I'll just say ditto to everything that's been said here. I hope you have, first of all, a healthy new year. The happy can come when you're healthy. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a very successful 2012. We're skipping 11, we're going right from 10 to 12. So thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn the Sun's Item? So moved. Moved by Mr. Lucino, second by Mr. Work. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be stepping down along with Councilman Boncino, and then our clerk will proceed with the next meeting. So if you just remain seated. Thank you.
Let's pass. You left the room. Let's pass.
At this time, I'd like to call the reorganization meeting of the Oakland Park Mayor and Council for January 1st, 2012 at 1:07 p.m. to order. At this time, I'd ask everyone to please rise for the commencement of the colors of the Oakland Park Volunteer Fire Department. And at this time, I'd ask Councilman Castiglia to lead us in the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And
ask you to remain standing, and I'd ask Kevin Grace to please come forward to share with us a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Kevin, and I'd ask you to remain standing for our invocation by Reverend Renerio B. Aguiluz of St. Leo's Church.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let us feel the presence of God in our midst. Almighty and eternal God, you have revealed your glory to all nations. God of power and might, wisdom and justice. Through you, authority is rightly administered. Laws are enacted, and judgment is decreed. Assist with your spirit of counsel and fortitude our beloved Mayor Richard A. Molla, whose inauguration we are gathered here today, that his administration may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to your people over whom he presides. May he encourage due respect for virtue and religion. May he execute the laws of justice with justice and mercy. May he seek to restrain crime, vice, and immorality. Likewise, we commend to your unbounded mercy all the citizens of our city, Elmwood Park, New Jersey, that we may be blessed in the knowledge and sanctified in the observance of your holy law. May we be preserved in union and that peace which the world cannot give. And after enjoying the blessings of this life, be admitted to those which are eternal. We pray to you, who are Lord and God, forever and ever.
Amen. Please be seated. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey requires at the commencement of every meeting statement of compliance to be read by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing an annual notice in the Record of Packets Act in the Herald News of Woodland Park, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk as well as in a public place within the municipal building, and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on December 27, 2011. At this time, it's my honor to certify the election of November 8, 2011. In the race for mayor, Glenn Pettigino, 1,262. Richard A. Molla, 2,310. In the race for council, Frank Caramagna, 1,501. Sandra Ballestieri, 1,370. Louis R. Boncino, 1,966. Robert Coletti, 1,983. At this time, I would ask the members of the Elmwood Park Volunteer Fire Department to escort Mayor Richard A. Mola to be sworn in for his 11th term as mayor of the Borough of Elmwood Park. And I'd ask Stacy Mola, Esquire, to come forward along with the Mola family to install our mayor.
I, Richard A. Mola,
I, Richard A. Mola,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Mayor of the Borough of Elmwood Park,
Mayor of the Borough of Elmwood Park,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
At this time, I'd like to have the members of the Elmwood Park Volunteer Fire Department escort Councilman-elect Robert Coletti to be installed. I'd also like to call up my former mayor, Mayor Gary Coletti, to install his brother along with the members of the Coletti family.
Okay, while everybody's getting set here, I would just like to say, Mayor, first of all, thank you very much for your TV's on.
So you gave me the wrong information. Anyway, I'd like to thank the mayor for giving me this honor of swearing in my older brother. You don't get a chance to talk here at all. Actually, I was gonna, if this wasn't such a serious oath, I was really gonna change it around a little bit and, you know, make him swear that he never beat up his younger brother again. Or charge me $10 to take him for a ride someplace when gas, you know, was probably a month's worth of gas when we were kids. But anyway, it's a great pleasure and an honor to do this. I'd also like to take the opportunity to congratulate your clerk, Keith Kasmark, on becoming mayor of Woodland Park. I probably won't say that in Woodland Park, but I'm here in Woodland Park, so I can say that. But anyway, congratulations. You ready? Now raise your right hand. I, Robert Coletti,
I, Robert Coletti,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of
Constitution
the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith,
I will bear true faith,
allegiance
allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of the office
perform all the duties of the office
of the councilman for the borough of Elmwood Park,
for the councilman of Elmwood Park,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
And finally, I'd like to call forward to be escorted by members of the Volunteer Fire Department, Councilman Lou Monsino. Mayor Lola will come down to the dais to swear in Councilman Monsino, and I invite the Monsino family to move.
We all set? I, Louis R. Monsino,
I, Louis R. Monsino,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of Councilman of the Borough of Elmwood Park,
of Councilman of the Borough of Elmwood Park,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And at this time, I'd like to call forward again Mr. Kevin Grace for a rendition of America's Beautiful.
I would like everyone to stand except maybe 3 people here in front of the camera.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law.
Mayor, on roll call, council members, Castiglia. Here. Coletti. Here. Conboy. Here. Chouinski. Here. Monsino. Here. Work. Here. Mayor Moore.
Here.
We have a quorum. Mayor, at this time, we'll take a nomination for the position of council president for the year 2012.
I make a motion that we nominate Councilman Sammy Keith Work, Council President. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other nominations? On roll call for Councilman Work to serve as council president in 2012. Council members, Castiglia.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chouinski. Yes. Monsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Congratulations. Mayor, at this time, we'll move to the appointment resolutions to the Borough Council. I hereby nominate, with your advice and consent, appoint Brian Goodwin Esquire as Borough Attorney for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Moore, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the appointment of Brian Goodwin Esquire as Borough Attorney for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012, being the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Chouinski, Mr. Conway. Discussion? Roll roll, please.
Council members, Castiglia.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chouinski.
Yes.
Monsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Mr. Gibble.
May I ask Mr. Gilwood to come up to the dais, please?
To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, with your advice and consent, appoint Stephen Rogot Esquire as bond counsel for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Moore, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the appointment of Stephen Rogot Esquire as bond counsel for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012, being the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please.
Second.
Mr. Castiglia, second. Mr. Conway. Any discussion? Full roll.
On roll call, council members Castiglia.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chouinski.
Yes.
Monsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Motion carries. To the Borough Council, I hereby
Excuse me, Mr. Rogan here?
He's not.
Okay.
To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, and with your advice and consent, appoint Paul Lurch, RMA, as Borough Auditor for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Moore, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the appointment of Paul Lurch, RMA, as Borough Auditor for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012, being and the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please. Mr.
Second.
Monsino, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Chouinski, discussion? Roll roll, please.
On roll call, council members Castiglia.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chouinski.
Yes.
Monsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Motion carries. I saw Mr. Lurch here.
Yes.
He left. We should have voted.
To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, with your advice and consent, appoint Mark D. Maria Esquire as Borough Prosecutor for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Moore, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the appointment of Mark D. Maria Esquire as Borough Prosecutor for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012, being the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Monsino, Mr. Wood. Discussion? Full roll.
On roll call, council members Castiglia.
Yes.
Coletti.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chouinski.
Yes.
Monsino.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Motion carries. To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, with your advice and consent, appoint Christopher Martin Esquire as alternate Borough Prosecutor for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Moore, Mayor. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the appointment of Christopher Martin Esquire as alternate Borough Prosecutor for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012 be, and the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please. Moved by Mr. Chouinski, second by Mr. Monsino. Discussion? Full roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Castiglione?
Yes.
Paletti?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Lewinsky?
Yes.
Monsino?
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Motion carries. To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, with your advice and consent, appoint Vanessa Sinisi Esquire as public defender for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Molina. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Borough Park that the appointment of Vanessa Sinisi Esquire as public defender for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012 be, and the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please. So moved. Mr. Lonsino, Mr. Castiglione, discussion? Call the roll.
Roll call, Councilmembers Castiglione?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Paletti?
Yes.
Lewinsky?
Yes.
Monsino?
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Motion carries. To the Borough Council, I hereby nominate, with your advice and consent, appoint John G. Dutch Esquire as public defender for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012. Respectfully submitted, Richard A. Molina. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Borough Park that the appointment of John G. Dutch Esquire as public defender for a period of 1 year, term ending December 31st, 2012 be, and the same is hereby confirmed.
Motion, please. Mr. Lewinsky, second, Mr. Conboy, discussion? Call the roll.
Roll call, Councilmembers Castiglione?
Yes.
Paletti?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Lewinsky?
Yes.
Monsino?
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Mayor, that concludes the appointment resolutions. At this time, we have the consent agenda.
I would like to nominate Mr. Castiglione to be our representative to the planning board. He's done that for 27, 28, 29, 30 years. May I have a motion to that, please? So moved. Mr.
Second.
Mr. Lonsino, and who was the second? Mr. Conboy. Any discussion? Call the roll.
On roll call, Council Representative to the Planning Board, Councilman Castiglione.
Yes.
Paletti?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Lewinsky?
Yes.
Monsino?
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this afternoon, under the consent agenda, we have Resolution 08-12, appointment of Risk Manager, Professional Insurance Associates, Incorporated. Resolution 09-12, Open Public Meetings Act. Resolution 10-12, Declaration of Official Newspapers. Resolution 11-12, Annual Notice of Public Meetings Calendar. Resolution 12-12, Designation of Official Depositories. Resolution 13-12, Cash Management Plan. And Resolution 14-12, 2012, Temporary Budget Appropriations.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Conboy, second by Mr. Wirt. Any discussion? Call the roll.
On roll call on the consent agenda, Councilmembers Castiglione?
Yes.
Paletti?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Lewinsky?
Yes.
Monsino?
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to now have committee reports. Mr. Wirt?
Heading the Board of Health and also being a council president, I look forward to working with the council and the mayor. There is a wealth of knowledge, experience, and being the head of this council and the two mayors in the same room. And councilmen have been here for 2 terms and 4 terms, so I'm sure I'll be setting the right way if I do step out of line. Board of Health will be continuing to do their free health clinics for the adults and the children. The upcoming dates I will have at the next council meeting, in the next public session. And we'll go up the cat owners, if you're not aware of it, it is a renewal of your license, so you should have got something in the mail. If you haven't, just stop down to the Board of Health. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Conboy?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, folks, here we are again, a new year. Again, I'd just like to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year and prosperous one. Back in November, there was an election. As you heard, the clerk gave the results. People of Elmwood Park, all of you sitting in this room and all those at home or at work, wanted to pick these men to be here to continue to represent you. I think it shows an example of the great job that we continue to do here for you and fight for you up here on this dais. We have a lot of challenging issues coming up. We have a lot of our different parts of our community we need to work with. Recently, as you all know, the referendum was defeated in November, and it doesn't change much. Our schools still need some work. We need to work with our Board of Education to keep our schools safe for our kids, and we have a lot of other big issues to tackle here. A lot of folks will say to you, or you may hear, before you know it, November will be here again, and folks will be saying, well, we should have a 2-party system and so forth and so forth. We do a pretty good job arguing ourselves. I'm sure all of us will bring our body armor to all of our own work meetings. So we continue to do the right thing for all the people in this room in our community, and I look forward to keep doing that this year. I've had the privilege, most I consider a privilege, sometimes it could be a little crazy, to serve as finance chair. I hope I continue to do that. In working with Paul Lurch, who has now left. I'll get on him for that. And our CFO, Roy Rigatano. And we will continue to do whatever we can, possibly within our means, to keep trying to keep your taxes down as low as possible and still provide a wonderful community. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. Congratulations to all of to Bob and to Lou and Mayor for a constant, wonderful leadership. It starts at the top, so thank you and congratulations to all. And thank you all.
Mr. Chouinski?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'd just like again to congratulate the mayor and the two council candidates. But also on a short note, the insurance in the JIF, which I represent, South Hackensack has been admitted to the JIF, South Bergen JIF. After due diligence, they took them in, so they're going to be insured with us. And anything else is just a happy, healthy New Year. And I know Keith has to get on with his inauguration, so we'll cut it short.
Thank you. Mr. Castree?
Yes, Jim, Happy New Year. Congratulations to Lou, Mayor, and Robert on the internet. I worked with him before on the planning board. I guess it was about 100 years ago. Right, Bob? This should be, I think this is my 25th year on the planning board. I'm very happy to be reappointed to that. And I'm looking forward to this year on the council also. It seems like it's going to be a very interesting year. I love working with all these guys up here. Like Tom said, we might not agree on everything all the time, but that's what it's all about. You work it out better that way and you get the best of the community. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And Councilman-elect Robert Collette.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, feels good to be back. Sure, it still fits. It's been a while, but it really does feel good to be back. It almost feels like my second home. My thanks go out to all the residents in Elmwood Park for having faith in bringing me back to represent them again. And to our iconic mayor of 40 years, congratulations on your victory, Mayor. And I do appreciate you standing behind me and including me as part of your team. And your legacy is an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you.
To my runway, Lou, congratulations, and I might add it was simply a pleasure to run with you. To my counterparts, Mr. Frank Caramagna and Sandy Ballesteri, although our beliefs and ideologies are different drastically, I must say that we must recognize them for their community service. To my family members, starting with my wife, Rosalind, Bob Jr., his wife Antoinette, my two grandchildren, Bob and Michael, my brother Gary, his wife, and my daughter Alicia, and some new arrivals here, my nieces, Lisa, Gianna, and Ashley. Thank you all for being there with me during the good times and the bad times. To our clerk, Keith, who will soon be the next mayor of Woodland Park. Congratulations, probably the youngest mayor of Woodland Park?
No, to be.
Two? Okay. In any case, a great accomplishment. I know Keith, for many years, he was just knee-high to a grasshopper, actually.
He was never knee-high to a
And it was great to see him grow into such a fine and successful young man. Good luck. To my fellow councilmen, Rich Chouinski, Larry Castiglia, Tom Conroy, Lou Bonchino, and Keith Works, thank you for your support. You are a very smart council, that's for sure. I've been observing this since the last 5 or 6 months. And a council of huge energy, a frugal council also, inherently frugal, which is going to make it very easy for me to join along with that type of a council. And I'm excited to become part of that team. Only one concern I do have, and that is that when we are listening to each other, that we take one step further and actually hear what each other is saying. I think what happens is, out of courtesy, we listen to each other, but we don't actually hear what the other person is saying. And that's what we have to do, is hear what that person is saying. And it's all going to be fine, work out well. I plan in the next 3 years to bring some new initiatives to the table, diligently carry out my delegated duties, and above all, enjoy my term while serving the community of Elmwood Park. So, may you all have a healthy, prosperous New Year.
And Councilman re-elected, Mr. Lou Montana.
Yes, Mayor. A few brief remarks. Mayor Mola, fellow council members, family, friends, fellow residents, I'm honored to sit here today as I begin my second term as a councilman in Elmwood Park. I'd like to first congratulate Mayor Mola on his re-election, Councilman Coletti on his election back onto the council. I have to say, over the last 3 years, it's been quite an experience working with the mayor. I've learned a lot about municipal government in that short time. I'm looking forward to working with Bob and continue to work with the rest of the council. Thank you for your support, and it should be a great 3 years. I'd also like to congratulate our clerk, Keith Casmore, on his election, and wish him all the best as he embarks on a new chapter in municipal government. I'd also like to acknowledge the members of the Elmwood Park Republican Club for their confidence in me and supported me as a council candidate again in 2011. I appreciate it. Very sincere thank you. Most importantly, I want to thank the residents of the borough of Elmwood Park, not only for the support I received in November, but for the support, suggestions, and constructive criticism I received over the course of my first term. 3 years ago, I told you I'd do 100% and I'd be open to diverse points of view. I believe I lived up to that, and I want to tell you today that I'll continue to make decisions that are in the best interest of the residents of Elmwood Park. There's much to do in 2012. With the recent retirements in our police department, we need to reorganize around our streamlined table of organization. As police liaison, I look forward to working with our officer in charge, Captain Johnson, and the rest of the department to effectively implement that new structure. Additionally, in the first quarter of 2012, the mayor and council will work with the library board in order to develop a capital plan that will most effectively position our library to be a resource for our residents for years to come. So, in closing, I'm looking forward to meeting and speaking with the residents of town, to continue to hear their concerns and ideas. I'm confident that working together, we continue to move Elmwood Park forward. And finally, please accept my wishes for, again, a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2012.
First of all, I'd like to thank Father Nerio for coming, Reverend Dawes, and Kevin. Appreciate your songs. Obviously, I go to church on Sunday for God, second for Reverend Nerio, Father Nerio, and third for Kevin. He sings great, and I enjoy it every Sunday. I did the same today. What I'd like to do at this point is to say thank you to everyone in Elmwood Park for their vote for my re-election. It's been 40 years since I've been mayor, and I've just been re-elected for another 4 years. And I think that is important, that this town has, and this borough has given me the confidence and the vote to continue. It really is humbling to know that over the years, we've all done some things wrong, but maybe we've done a little more correctly. And we'll continue to do that. We will do the best we can to make Elmwood Park the best community in Bergen County, if not the state. Another thing I would like to do now is to thank my wife, Jerry. Jerry, would you please stand? This is my 11th installation, and I've never really thanked her in the previous 10. But without my wife, Jerry, doing some PR work for us, I wouldn't be here. She is my inspiration. She is my best friend. And I get choked up a little bit. She is an excellent political innovator. She will make me look good, make Lou look good, make Bob look good, even though we aren't. Sometimes we begin to believe what she writes for us. Jerry, I humbly thank you and appreciate it. Second, I'd like my daughter, I have 3 daughters to stand, please. And just right now, we have Stacy, who's a graduate of Elmwood Park High School and an attorney. We have Jill, who's a graduate of Elmwood Park High School and a teacher. And we have Melissa, who's a graduate of Elmwood Park High School and a librarian. Thank you, girls. And when we conclude the meeting, you can feel free to ask them, what's your name? They all look alike. Second, I'd like my son-in-law, Kevin Ruth, who is a graduate of Elmwood Park High School and graduate of High School. And my other son-in-law, Pete Costello, who is a former football coach here at Elmwood Park. You saw me come in with my 2 granddaughters, Devin and Julia. And if Melissa would just hold up, my first grandson, the only boy in the family. I just want everyone here to know that we've already collected 150 signatures for his mayoral campaign. Thank you very much for that. Secondly, I'd like to say that over the years, it's been 40 years, I'm not going to try to go over some of the things or many of the things that we accomplished during that 40 years, but we have had a new library that was constructed, we moved to post office, and we had many other significant enhancements to the borough of Elmwood Park. But I do say this, and it's not a joke or a foolish statement. It took me 2 years to get what they call a gooseneck mailbox that is in front of the post office, where you can drive your car, open the window, and put your letter in the mailbox instead of getting out of the car and going into the building. I have to tell you, I get more compliments on that than anything outside of Elmwood Park. So sometimes the little things mean a lot. Secondly, or thirdly, we're still working, and we should be finished shortly, with the last of the culverts in Elmwood Park on Fleischer Road. Pete Tenkate, is he still here? Pete, would you please stand? He's our engineer. And over the years, it's taken 40 years, the culverts belong, they're the little bridges that go over our local roads, but Fleischer Brook to flow under. And we've accomplished 9 of them. We've put new, bigger ones. Now I know we had the rainstorm, we had some water, but we didn't have water like we used to when I first got in as mayor, where Martha and Kip Avenue literally flooded the cars. The water was over the roofs of the cars. And we're going to continue to try to keep the flooding out of Elmwood Park. However, there's somebody called Mother Nature who will defy anything that we try to do, and I'm aware of that. Secondly, thirdly, fourthly, fifthly, whatever I'm going through. So far, I've served 124 years, with 124 councilmen in Elmwood Park. I got that wrong. There's been 124 councilmen in Elmwood Park since its inception as East Patterson. I've served with 50. 50, almost half of all the councilmen in this community, East Patterson and Elmwood Park, and I've served with. And I want to tell you that I'm very pleased with that. I've met many diverse people, good people, intelligent people, and concerned people about the community. And I hope that we will continue to do that. And again, I'd like to also congratulate Keith Casmark, the new mayor of West Milford. I knew he'd say that. What he doesn't know, that he's the clerk here. And if he doesn't change his name community to West Elmwood Park, he's going to be eliminated from Elmwood. Woodland Park is a great community, and I think what the important thing to do is to work with us and the new mayor of Woodland Park and have a joint community where we can share a lot of different things. It was mentioned earlier that we have a new police chief, not police chief yet, officer in charge. Our police chief, Donnie Brasolino, retired, our deputy chief retired, our Captain Diddick retired. We had 7 police officers retired this year. And Captain Johnson, Tom Johnson, if you would stand, please. And finally, I just want the council to know, at this point, I don't have the list of their liaisons, but they have all the same positions as they had last year. And Mr. Coletti, I'll give you all of Mr. Calamani's positions. If there's any changes that you want, we can rectify that.
Yes.
There are many people here who are members of various boards in our community. I'm not going to attempt to call them out because I'm going to make a mistake to get one. And I want the day to continue as a pleasant ceremony and not make those kinds of mistakes. So may I again thank the community for the re-election. If God gives me the good health to finish 4 years, it'll be 44 years as mayor. I think there's only one other Republican mayor in New Jersey who served more years than me, and that's in South Jersey. There is one other mayor in Bergen County who served more years than I had, and that's Jerry Calabrese from Cliffside Park. And I had the good fortune of being a freeholder with Mr. Calabrese, Mayor Calabrese, many years ago. Spoke to him on the phone not too long ago, and he said, I'm catching up with him. And I said, no, I'm not. As long as he keeps running, I can't catch him. And I don't want anything to happen to him where I may pass him or equal him. So, good health and everything else to Jerry Calabrese. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. I think Mr. Kasmark just calls for where we go from here.
At this time, I would ask Reverend Thornton from First Presbyterian Church to come forward and lead us in our closing prayer.
Will everyone please stand?
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, as we gather in this beautiful building, as we gather in this beautiful time this afternoon, thinking about the men who have stepped forward to serve, who've been affirmed by this community for elected office, we are grateful. We ask, oh God, that you would bless these persons in their service, give them wisdom, understanding, grace, a sense of humor, and patience. Bless all that who are gathered here this day and all who celebrate the joys of living in a country of freedom. In the name of the risen Christ I pray. Amen.
Amen. I'd ask you to remain standing for our closing song from Kevin Grace, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father. Brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin
motion to adjourn, I'm not going to try to recognize everybody by name, but let me just ask those in the audience who serve on a board or members of the community as department heads, all to stand so we can recognize all of you, and former department heads. And before I call for an adjournment, I would like the council just to move in front of the dais. And what I'm going to ask the residents here is to start at that end, if we can just wish every councilman a happy new year, and then proceed around here. We have all our containers, all our food, all our refreshments, all our drinks, and you proceed here, and anybody who does it wrong is going to have a problem. And my wife, because I was told specifically. Did we put little foot markers in the floor? We didn't do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We just want to take all our equipment off the food, and we hope you enjoyed the day. And then I will be proceeding over to Woodland Park. I'm going to install this young man in front of me as the new mayor of Woodland Park. Moved by Mr. Boncino, and our Vietnam Marine. That's why he led us in the flag salute. I was going to say former Marine, but anybody who knows a Marine, you're never a former Marine. Vietnam veteran. Motion to adjourn was made by Mr. Boncino. Mr. Safety, all in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
Happy New Year, how are you?
Yeah.
Still on?